Hello everybody, this is Aminus for Responsible Gaming. Doing episode, how many? 142, jeez, of Aminus Designs. Today, we have a mission. The mission is to not die. Why is it, you ask? So I have one design and potentially kind of a little bit of an idea for a second one, but the first one is pretty set. Do I have a, yes, blue sorcery. So my idea for this one is something of the sort. We're gonna have a sorcery spell that's blue, potentially something else. And it says draw a card and then draw a card. If you control no creature, we'll have to check. I don't remember if it's don't control any creature. Then draw a card if your life total is 5 or less. Boom! Draw 1, draw 2, or draw 3. Quickly, we're gonna check the template. How do I search for that? Control no creature first. And otherwise we'll do so there's no creature as a sentence. No control any creature. How about Ophiomancer? So Ophiomancer says, tell me that's how it's spelled. Yes. Ophiomancer says at the beginning of your keep if you control no snakes. So what? So there is no card that says if you control no creature? How about Sarcomancy? Sarcomancy. At the beginning of your upkeep if there are no zombies on the battlefield. Alright, you know, I'm gonna say that's the template. Somebody will correct me. Draw a card, then draw a card if you control no creature, then draw a card if your life total is 5 or less. I do believe that is the way to write it. If you have 5 or less life. Huh. Okay. So the 5 or less one, obviously, as exposed here, is reminiscing of Innistrad Fateful Hour. And yeah, so we have a card here. It's not going to cost 1. For some reason, for 2 reasons, I kind of wanted to make it cost that. One of the reasons is it is quite easy to make this into a better, what was that, inspiration? Divination, which is draw 2 cards. All you have to do is not play creatures like in a control deck, and there you have draw 2 and then potentially draw 3. I'm not sure that is the case. There is plenty of things we could do around that, because honestly better divination is not really something to write home about. Especially if the only way you would be better than divination is swear that you will never have a creature. Not always that easy. Like, I mean, it's often the case, but not always the case. Or often enough, I guess. You have to be very, very controlling. And then to become better than divination, you need to be at 5 life, which, you know, I mean, the Fateful Hour cards were all doing things that were pretty darn powerful, and yet they didn't make it to the top most played card, apart from Gather at turn 4, because playing it on turn 2 was already fantastic. So it didn't really matter that he had Faithful Hour. I'm sure it's very nice and handy when it comes up, but I feel like as it is right now, it's not that good. I feel like as it is right now, if I make it an Azorius spell, I could make it an instant. The reason why I drew the white in there is the feel of timely reinforcement, I guess. The kind of things that just helps you when you're in a bind is a bit of a weight thing, so I liked it. And it is also doing so much and so sort of weirdly that you kind of want to bring several kind of flavors of several colors into it to kind of explain why it's working that way. But mostly white for timely reinforcement kind of feel, and also because I started from the idea that we were going to make a better divination, so it better be if it's 3 mana, it's good that it's 2 colors. But I feel like it's still something that barely makes it to be a divination. Yeah, it's not something that's too overpowered. So we have lots of knobs that we could be tweaking here. We could potentially keep it blue, but like I said, I feel like it's a little. It's not too known to have blue just kind of have tools to get themselves out of a very big trouble. Like the more they're in trouble, the better effect they get. That's not exactly a thing. And what else? And also give that to for example, a blue-black deck does make it a bunch more powerful, I believe, because you can go no creature more easily with a ton of removal. And potentially you can play with your life total a little bit with some sort of drain effect or paying life. For example, you could be at 7, pay 2 life to draw 2 cards, and then pay this to draw 3 more cards, which is not exactly what you want to be doing. Draw 5 cards when you're at 5, but still, like, you could be playing around with your life total in black. So I don't know. I kind of like the idea of making it 2 color, and like I said, if you do that, that gives another downside to the cards, and so that you can pull it to instant. Because I did do that, and that's no small deal, right? That's pretty important. But I do feel like a sorcery spell that draws you 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 for 3. If it's a sorcery, nobody's gonna bother. Like, it can be powerful, but it's such a high setup that I do believe making it instant is important. And again, you need to play with a deck that doesn't play creatures, right? Because otherwise 3 mana 2 colors instant speed draw a card is awful. 3 mana 2 colors draw 2 cards, I'm actually not even certain. Well, in a purely controlled deck it's quite good, but you need to be quite controlly. So I think that's kind of the base we want. We want to be able to pay 3 instant speed and draw 2 cards most of the time. 3 if we get super lucky. Otherwise, I don't know how I would make that card playable. I kind of like it though. I think it's cool. So now I had an idea. I had an idea for what do we do if we want to make some sort of a cycle based on that mechanism. And let's wait, is it gonna work? So what I was gonna say is, what if you want to make a card that says destroy target creature, and then if you want to do that, so destroy target creature, then destroy target creature if you control no creature, then destroy target creature if you have 5 or less life. So I feel like we could balance such thing. But is it does it work within the rules? It's kind of tricky. It's at the very least confusing, because the question becomes, when do you check for the condition so that you can declare the targets? Supposedly you will need to check the conditions when casting the spell, and you would need, oh god, it's complicated actually. So you declare the spell, and I believe no matter what, you need to declare 3 targets, because it says then do something if, but you still need to have the target. You say target first creature, second creature, third creature, and then yes, I destroy it. No, I don't destroy it because I control a creature. No, I don't destroy it because I have more than 5 life. So you need 3 targets. Second question becomes, do you need 3 different targets? And I do believe the answer is yes. I don't believe you can target the same thing. I don't think there needs anything in the template to prevent you from picking the same thing several times. I think that's implied unless it says that you can pick the same thing, or there's some sort of wording to that effect. Which means you need 3 targets, which is going to help us make this card worse. And potentially not that great a card. Potentially that might actually be what kills the card, because honestly a kill spell that needs your opponent to have 3 creatures sucks. That being said, you can also, let's see, if you control a creature, then you could target your creature. Yeah. So if you control a creature, you can destroy up to 2 of theirs. You do. The creature that gets destroyed no matter what is yours. The creature that gets destroyed if I control a creature is mine. If I don't control any creature is mine. And the creature that gets destroyed if I have 5 or less life is your second creature. In which case it might get destroyed or not depending on your life total. The first one will get destroyed no matter what. Your creature that you will have targeted will not get destroyed because you do control a creature. It still does necessitate that there are 3 targets on the battlefield, and that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Now, what you can do is then destroy up to 1 target creature. Then you may destroy target creature. Now, okay, so let's say we can solve this with either making it very like a big constraint on the spell that you need 3 creatures, or by adding may conditions. Second problem, it is confusing because you are going to target the creatures, tell yourself, okay, this one is going to die, this one is going to die, this one is going to die, and then things is going to start happening. Things is going to start happening not only in response to your spell. You could be given life for whatever reason, but that's fine, that's how magic cards work. But what if you destroy a creature, and when that creature dies, it destroys one of yours? Now, all of a sudden, well, I guess it doesn't matter. When that creature dies, it gives you a creature. Why not? I do believe the spell, upon resolving, is going to realize that you do control a creature after all, and then your second target is not going to get destroyed. So I think that's fine. Same for if whatever creature upon dying gives you life, then it's going to resolve and not kill the third creature. I guess it's not that confusing. But people are still going to probably believe, and I might even be wrong, but people are probably going to believe that some of them are going to think, well, the spell says destroy if you don't control any creature, you just cast the spell, you didn't control a creature when you cast the spell, whatever creature gets destroyed as a consequence. Even though I do believe, again, I could be wrong, that if you get a creature in the middle of this, it's going to just prevent that. The mere fact that I had to talk so much about how this card works is it's a bit of a problem. But it's not as bad as I pictured it at first. So let's just write it and look at it. Then you may destroy target creature, or no, I don't think. Let's do, yeah, let's do destroy up to one target. So then destroy up to one. Nope. Then destroy up to one target creature if you control no creature. Then destroy up to one target creature if you have 5 life or less. So I'm assuming over here if you, yes. So what that means is you are, when you cast the spell, you're going to be able to target only one thing and have a destroy spell. If there is no other target, you won't have to do this and that. It will also mean that well, it just basically means this. You can cast the spell with 1, 2, or 3 targets. It also means that if you're silly enough, or if you don't know that you can, I mean, it says up to 1. So if you're silly enough to target your own creature with the, oh no, I guess it doesn't work. Never mind. Well, if you're silly enough to target your own creature with this thing, because you have more than 5 life and the opponent just burns you in response, you're gonna destroy your own creature. It's cute. It's probably never gonna happen. So what do we think about this? I think if this was a card, I would play with something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe, oops, no. That would be my first inclination. And well, the thing is, there's several things. I'm conflicted with constructed as opposed to limited, which I do believe the answer is supposed to be that make this a rare and we're good to go. In which case 5 seems to be quite reasonable, even on the high side, but it could even keep being an instant. This destroys your creature all the time, destroys 2 creatures, not a very important amount of the time in those colors, unfortunately. I picked those colors because it says destroy all over the place, but also because I didn't particularly want to do a cycle of blue cards, such as this. But I mean, I think it's an okay fit though. Destroying a bunch of creatures. Now, do we have a card that says destroy 2 creatures? I do believe so. I mean, I'm sure there is. You might say destroy target creature and destroy target other creature. 2 target non-black. 5 mana with condition. Destroy all. Destroy up to 2 target creature. An opponent choose 1. That's cost 4. Wow, Alliance. You are interesting. Very cool illustration. You got sacrifice 2 creatures, destroy target artifact. What? Destroy 2 target non-black creatures, you lose 5 life. Okay. What is the... I feel like there was something that was Rakdos from original Ravnica, and or perhaps Ravnica. Whoops. Color is black. Color is red. Types sorcery or instant. I almost want to add destroy, but Let's see what type of sorceries we have. Destroy target creature or land. I don't know, maybe that's what I was thinking of, which is not 2 targets, it's 2 types. What about if I do format Alara? What is it's shards? Can you not find Alara if I type Alara? G. I might have just dreamt that one. I guess destroying several creatures is a tall order. This terminate, so most likely there's not another destroy a bunch of things. Destroy 3 target permanent, there you go. Yeah. Does that make any sense? It's basically bad. It's basically not great, even though it looks like you could do a ton of damage. You find yourself with an instant speed removal that costs 5 and only destroys 2 creatures. Again, this is kind of a rider. Like you just can't plan on this. So it's a 5 mana instant speed removal that says destroy a creature or 2 if you don't have any. Which only makes it a 2-for-1, which Wrath cards do. So that's not a Wrath, which it shouldn't be, considering that this is a 5 mana Rakdos spell, but it also is better than a Wrath in the sense that if you did have a creature, well, if you did actually have a creature, then it would only destroy 1, which is kind of unfortunate. I wonder if as a rare for constructed, it could cost 4 then. And perhaps it needs to be a sorcery then, because destroying 2 creatures on the other side, if you play if you play no creature, because that's when it actually destroys 2, that is very often similar-ish to a Wrath, or at least does the same job. You see nowadays that Languish or I mean anytime like controlled players or players with no creature will consistently play Wrath into 2 creatures, heck, into 1 creature as well. So while that doesn't make a destroy 2 creatures a Wrath spell, it will have the same effect in many cases. And if I really want to push this to 4 manas to make it somewhat constructed playable, I do believe it's probably better that it's not a instant speed Wrath. So I kind of like it like that. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. I mean, 4 mana removal, destroy target creature, sorcery speed is in constructed very begrudgingly playable if you really were planning on using this. Okay. Now, also, I just realized one thing that's added value, but it kind of makes me want to go either way, actually. The fact that I put those 2 cards in 4 different colors, make it so that they can be in the same deck, which means that you cannot just go, oh, I'm not gonna play creatures and I'm gonna go like, draw 2 cards or draw 3 cards and destroy 2 cards or destroy 3 cards, and I'm gonna have a deck full of 2-for-1 or 3-for-1s, even though I kind of have to thread the line of being having no creatures and being low on life. That would be pretty cool. And so I'm thinking we're safe from that, but I'm also thinking, what if I wanted this to happen? Is it that powerful? I don't know. It would definitely be very good. And so I believe the idea would be draw a card and let's see a sec. Draw a card, then draw a card if you control no creature, then draw a card if you have 5 or less life. Could that actually, for whatever reason, be a black spell? We could say that too. We could say, and this is manipulating what I think is the best pick in order to kind of make this thing a possibility. I think the blackness here can be explained because instead of saying, well, this is the timely reinforcement aspect of white, you can say, well, this is the you thread the line of being very close to death. You like potentially sacrifice your own creature. You know, like you do bad things, black suicide, as it may be, strategy of getting yourself to a very dangerous place to get a better effect. So I think we can justify the black here. And honestly, I think it's kind of exciting to imagine a format where you could go, well, you know what, I want a black, blue, red control deck with a bunch of planeswalkers and removal spell, and hopefully that can happen. I think a bunch of people would get a kick out of that. So I'm going to do it for that exact reason and see what people say, if they scream brokenness or if they're excited at the idea of a Drogo Grixis constructed deck. And to be honest, I'll be a bit sad if they jump to my throat on this being too powerful for control decks, because as far as I know, people are complaining that control decks are not really working anymore. So I think that would be pretty cool. I think we could be due for a dominating control deck. I think this one is pretty cool in the sense that it needs to not really play creatures and possibly also get low on life. Though even if you never try to get low on life, which most likely you wouldn't, it's still very, very good for control decks, because let's just admit that they won't have creature. Or maybe they have a couple finishers, and when they're ready to play those finishers, they don't care that their cards are not 2-for-1s and 3-for-1s. They just want to play their finisher. If their finisher gets removed, boom, the cards get enabled again, and they can draw 2 or destroy 2 as they want. So not only they are fine with that, but on top of that, if you get them down and you're almost killing them, they get a third removal or a third draw. Starting to think that this would actually be quite overpowered in a constructed deck. But I'm gonna put it out there and see if the control players go nuts, hoping this was a thing, or if they tell me this would actually be redonkulous and not an okay thing. I just think it's exciting, and you know, there's a thing that I tend to tell myself a lot is, we're doing this exercise in half an hour of creating a couple cards, and we're putting them out there so that people can say this is too good, this is not good enough. Keep in mind that if the idea is good and the idea is exciting, and I really think it is over here, we'll make it work. You know, if we were really serious about it, we would go through everything I went through tonight, and we would tweak something, and maybe the card would end up not destroying creatures, or it would end up being a different color, it would end up being sorcery speed, blah blah, and so on, and we would make it work. Unless it's fundamentally completely broken, which I really don't think it is right there. I think the balancing is really all that matters. So I'm going to put it out there as a very pushed Grixis archetype of Drogo no creature control deck, and see what people think. You like that? I talk a lot, do I? I talk a lot. Drink into that. So those are going to be the cards. Yeah, I'll find some very cute illustrations for you tomorrow, and post them on all the social media outlets that you can see up here. I'm always very sad I cannot actually reach for them and show you where exactly they are, and I can't really get my mouse on. Wait a sec. This on this layout I can. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So so we'll be posting tomorrow on Twitter, YouTube. Oh my god, it's so much better with the mouth. Twitch, Facebook, and on the Reddit /Custom Magic, which is a great subreddit with great designs, which I say every week, and I do mean it. You should check it out. So do like and subscribe. Tell me all you think about the cards, and give me all the feedback that I do need and appreciate. And we'll be seeing you next week for episode 143. Thanks for watching. This episode of Ominous Designs is brought to you by Sunrise Sovereign. It's too hard. It's too hard. I don't know. Sunrise Sovereign. He owns the sunrise. Yeah, I got nothing. This is a very hard exercise that I've been doing. What I should do is just give myself a fail and just try again. This episode, every time, because sometimes I'm just gonna... Sorry, I'm just beating flies. That's what I do on my stream. Sometimes I just hit something that's very, very hard to find inspiration from. So this episode brought to you by Mary's Guile. I don't know. I'm going to fail for this week. Mary's Guile. I don't even know exactly what Guile means, to be honest. And maybe not every single one of you guys do know. Beware of the kitty. This is my slogan for the night. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next week. And yeah, see you next week, and play responsibly.